Hello, every Sluggy. My name is Jim Starlick, and I welcome you to the Starlick Observatory. We have karaoke going on in the chat, apparently. Lunar, what did you do?
I'm gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. Yeah.
I'm gonna run and hurt you.
Yeah, because Lunar, this is chat because Lunar shared a QR code and rickrolled me. But anyway, hello. We are here to discuss The Princess and the Grilled Cheese Sandwich, a graphic novel by Dea Muniz. I am here with Dr. Toto Hex, Faye, and Realm. If you don't know them by now, you'll get to know them. They can introduce themselves if you want, and also you should follow them. Yay! I always forget to do that. Actually, introduce yourself and tell me your favorite cheese. That's what I want to know.
I'm Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle in your ocean and H-on. I like a good provolone.
Oh, good, yeah.
I dig it. Hi guys, my name is Realm, Professor Guide to the Stars, and like thin provolone's a very strong number 2, but I'm gonna have to go with smoked Gouda. I'm an absolute imagine just a rat just in the corner, just siphoning off of his cheese wheel. That's me.
Wait, I changed my mind. Pepper Jack.
Okay.
Way to pepper jack the show, eh?
No, sir. Okay, so hi, I'm Faye. Sassmaster, Chaos Goblin. Totally a fairy though. I really like a sharp cheddar cheese because your girl's lactose intolerant.
I get it.
I'm lactose intolerant too, but I sacrifice my life.
Like a good extra sharp cheddar cheese makes the back of your jaw tingle. That's me.
That's what you. Yeah. That's the spice of life. I like Havarti. I think that's my favorite.
Havarti's really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I enjoy a nice blue with like a salad.
Oh yeah.
I like blue cheese on my burgers.
I've had it in like pasta before, like creamy Alfredo pasta. It's pretty good.
Have you guys had it's espresso cheese? It's cheese with the rind is made like with espresso, and you can just eat it.
No way.
Yeah. So I know a cheesemonger, hobbyist cheesemonger, and he's quite passionate about espresso cheese.
That's pretty cool.
I've had a cheese, like a sharp cheddar with the rind of a red wine. Like a bergamot or.
I like the soft cheeses that have like dried fruit in them. Those are always really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There is also one my sister used to always bring home a blueberry goat cheese.
Ooh.
That you put on some really spiced herb crackers.
Oh yeah, some
goat cheese. Yeah.
Dude, so good.
Goat cheese is phenomenal. Have you guys had bread cheese?
Bread cheese? No, you are much more cheese cultured than I.
Bread
cheese is wild. So supposedly, one way to eat it is to let it get to room temp, and then you can cut it up and put it in your coffee.
I have had that. The squeaky cheese, yeah. I have.
Oh no, we lost Faye.
Oh no!
No,
the chaos couldn't be controlled. Chaos control.
No.
Oh, you're back. Yay!
Sorry, my Discord likes to just quit on me.
I was like,
Yeah, the cheese couldn't tolerate you.
Yeah, honestly, I suggested putting cheese in coffee, and I thought Trips just kicked me.
No, I was like, bye, you're gone now.
Gone, reduced to ash.
Which I get it. I get it.
No, we would never give you up.
I think
we would never let you down.
I would never let you down.
So I don't know.
Run me around.
I don't know about your opinion. Although I kind of do know about your opinion, but I think we just talked in 3 minutes more about cheese than they do in this entire book.
Yeah.
Sorry to my.
Yeah, this book.
Hold on.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. If you have a local grocery store that you really like, I really suggest looking at their cheese counter.
Oh yeah,
I have a Kroger, And like those cheese counters are crazy, and they'll give you samples, which is wild, by the way. But I try cheeses off of the clearance section, and then I'll buy like chunkier stuff if I feel like it.
Yeah.
Like I had chocolate orange cheese for Christmas. That was weird.
Weird. I don't like chocolate orange though.
I like chocolate.
Really?
You wouldn't like it.
Hello,
That's like my
Lupo.
go-to for ice cream. Usually like a mocha and mango or mocha and orange.
That's fine. You're fine.
Chocolate and citrus.
Favorite cheese. Yeah, interesting.
I think the weirdest cheese I've tried is, I forgot if we get it from like Trader Joe's or something, but it's a caramel cheese. It's caramel Swiss cheese.
Caramel.
That sounds good. I for Christmas, no, it was Thanksgiving. I went to a party and I took a cheese plate, and I found a bunch of goat cheeses from Aldi, and one of them was eggnog goat cheese. And you think, wow, that's gross, and you're right, but like it was really good, and it was a crowd pleaser. Like everyone liked
It's a
it.
crowd pleaser, yeah. Huh, that's fast. I did have cinnamon cranberry cheese one time. That was pretty good. Actually,
Ooh.
it was really sweet, but I mean, it was nice. Yeah, I think that's probably the weirdest one I had.
So let's talk about this book. Because,
Yes.
like, oh my god, it's called like The Princess and the Grilled Cheese, but they barely have any cheese.
Yeah.
And the grilled cheese is like, it's like
It's
maybe
not
half
even
a symbol.
like they don't.
It's a quarter
like-
of a symbol.
Yeah, it's like a quarter of a symbol. They never given us a recipe for like the grilled cheese. I would have loved it if like it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
A
so
recipe would have like, it would have taken reading this book.
Okay,
to the
okay.
next level.
Before we get into all the negatives, let's just talk about the positives of the book.
Yeah, we
and
could-
what the book is about, because I have a lot of gripes with this book.
Yeah. And honestly, the plot is very short, so we have plenty of time for gripes. So, initially when I was advertising this book, I had read that it was supposed to be a Pride and Prejudice retelling. It's not. It's not. So if you saw that and think it is, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I was wrong.
Yeah, Past Trips was wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay. Past Trips was uninformed.
The only thing that is, there's like a reference to Pride and Prejudice in like the second line where her dad's, Lady Canterbury's dad says that was a perfectly fine young man in possession of a good fortune. And that's it. That's it. But yeah, so Lady Canterbury is the main character. Her dad is dying, and the only way to inherit an estate, an inheritance, in this world, this weird world, is to be a man or be married to a man, so that only a man can inherit an estate. And she's like, but I don't like men, Dad. And
But I'm not as swift as a coursing river.
There's a cheddar. Coursing cheddar.
I only want to be the force of a great typhoon.
Wait, we gotta come with the cheese pun instead of typhoon. Is there a cheese that rhymes with typhoon?
Typhoon?
Maybe.
No.
You must be swift as a Roquefort Blue?
Roquefort
That's close.
Blue, sure, yeah.
That's close enough. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, we're getting off topic.
So, yeah, her dad's like, I know you're gay, honey, but...
Which is the chillest reaction ever, by the way.
He's like coughing and dying.
He's like, yeah, I know you're gay, but I have tuberculosis. We have to speed this up.
It's like, okay, well, there's another way. You could just, like, disguise yourself as a man and, like, move to a different city, and, that's the way you could do that. Can you do that? She's like, yeah, okay. And then next panel, he's dead. And I'm sorry, that's literally how it is.
Yeah, he's like, listen carefully. Krong
It's like-
expedition.
It's like, hey, baby, can you dress as a man, live as a man, move to, like, 3 cities away, not go to a party, not stand out, not fall in love with a princess, and then, like, not give yourself away first chance you get? And then she's like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can do
and then,
that.
like,
And then she does all those things.
And then she does all of that. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, she burns her dresses, she moves away, she keeps her, like, best maid there.
She also keeps her earrings, which is wild.
Yeah, she keeps her earrings.
Yeah, and instead of putting on like a fake mustache or cutting her hair, she puts on sideburns.
Yeah, she puts on
Which is kind
sideburns.
of
Really make her?
It's supposed to, it's not like guys can't have long hair, but yeah, I don't know.
I know.
Everyone looks at Realm.
Everyone looks at Realm.
Ayo.
Realm and Lady Canterbury are a little similar at times, I thought.
They're
Yeah.
pretty handsome. I thought the art was very nice though. I liked her style. Like,
Yes.
I get it, like the Victorian era, like kind of style. Even though there was a lot of anachronisms, like it's a cool style.
Yeah,
Women in
it's
suits always looks
it's a nice art style. There's a lot of fashion
good.
in with it throughout the book. Fashion's like one of the only plot points, really,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely took that, like it took the webtoon style of
yeah,
like series in this sort of time period and like went with it, which was really cool. Like it didn't have to stray from
here's
other genres like that.
the cover if you want
But
to see it.
it was a very like
That's huge.
the first thing I thought of
I
was
know.
just like a lot of Wes Anderson movies have a very warm tone to them. So pinks, like a sunset, pinks, oranges, hues of light purple, stuff like that. And I just
Yeah,
I didn't
Yeah,
consider that everyone had their own
Gearing
color
style.
profile. Actually, you're right.
yeah, everyone does.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
Mhm.
appreciated the style. The art style is different from anything else we've read on book club.
yeah, for sure. It was a fun art style, and it had really distinct colors. Like as an artist, this author really knows what they're doing. For sure. And one thing I will say, like, I agree, like, we're gonna get into the issues, but just to throw Dea Muniz a piece of, like, tasty cheese, her way, she is, like, English is a second language for her, and she wrote this in English, so I'll give her a couple points there. It's not that easy to write in a foreign language to you. But yeah, she could have had different editors help her out there, or more direction in the story. But yeah, so exactly what Faye said. She burns all her dresses and moves away and has to wear sideburns to go out, but immediately goes to a ball, basically a no furs ball, hosted by Crown Princess Bree. And
And she's wearing like a fake fur, a faux fur, like scarf. And the
Yeah.
princess approaches her because of that, and it was like, actually, it's not fur. Ha! Tables turn. Now you're all flustered.
yeah,
And they fall in love.
yeah, they basically fall in love right then and there.
Yeah.
But it is funny. It is also, I guess the point is, like, just having sideburns doesn't make you a guy either. But
Right?
I don't know.
If it was a mustache, it would have made more sense.
Yeah, and even then, a
Even
mustache
then,
doesn't make a guy
exactly.
either.
I really liked like the goofier parts where like the town that our MC moves to is called Fondue.
Yeah.
And it's Royal Palace of Fromage.
Yes.
Hey,
Like-
now.
The references are solid in this book though.
Yeah, when the cheese is mentioned, it's great.
It's very
Mhm.
funny. Well, I mean, like, this book is notoriously only about cheese and then not at all about cheese at the exact same time. It's
Yeah.
I
wild.
know.
Yeah. Right. So she.
I think the best way to get through it is just ascertaining the plot, because there are a lot of
Lots of
things
things,
going on,
but
with
also
this.
not things.
Not things, correct?
Yeah.
Because it was like at a super light level, like even the death thing with Dad, it was just as light
his
as the
death was a
breeze.
plot point.
it was just exactly.
Yeah. Which
But it
is
never made
sad.
more than just like one pad. Listen carefully. I will go. You go to town.
Yeah, the
Live and you
characters
learn.
never developed
it.
past like one character trait, it felt like.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, only one of them did,
Right.
Which
in
one?
my opinion. What was her name?
Oh, the business owner.
Yeah, the business
Oh,
lady.
yeah.
She
Green lady?
Oh, what is her name? Yeah, green one, the green one.
The green one.
No,
No.
it was the only thing I couldn't pronounce, and I was so annoyed about it.
It's oh gosh. Well, we'll get to her in a
I have-
second, but
Gorgonzola?
screenshot.
No.
Gorgonzola, no.
Gorgonzola, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Gorgonzola. Lady Ricotta
Yeah, Gorgonzola.
and Gorgonzola.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, you're
She's-
right.
I liked her a lot, actually. Favorite.
Yeah,
character.
I liked her. She
Yeah.
was like sassy.
When we're not talking
You have
about
the like two sassy best friends.
Yeah.
You have like the main love interest. You have like the lesbian girl who is disguised as a guy, and then of course they discover that she's actually a guy, and then they go through a whole like drama thing of like, but she's a guy and she lied to me, but now I hate her, but I love her, but I hate her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really
there was
quick,
a
and
lot
then,
of drama for no
things-
reason.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm holding on. Things happened.
Right.
Not in a particularly intricate order, but it happened.
Things that could have been talked through for 200 Alex.
Right.
Yeah.
Things happen. Lady Camembert gets famous. She gets invited to the castle, meets the sassy best friends of Princess Brie, who we just mentioned, Ricotta and Gorgonzola. There's a sassy dog.
Yeah, there is a sassy dog.
There's a
I
sassy
love the dog, by the way.
Fair.
Did you read the little black excerpts of like his thoughts
Yes.
at the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was oh god. Where it was?
It was at the garden party.
Yeah. It was at the garden
Yeah, it
party.
was really
and,
cute. Like pet
oh,
Gouda.
yeah.
I can smell your
It's like, oh,
fear.
hi. I can smell
right
the fear. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
what
she's
move?
like, ooh. Yeah. But, yeah,
It was
late.
very Disney movie-esque.
Yes, it's extremely Disney movie-esque, which I think is actually okay for the scope of this book because it's for kids. But, what was I gonna say?
I like that one of the plot points is the pierced ears. Like, that's how you know RMC is a girl. But, like, in multiple situations, you can see the pierced ears plainly. Like,
Yeah, you could just see them.
Yeah.
They're just there.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they eat grilled cheese, and Lady Cambert's like, "Oh my god, it's the best grilled cheese in the whole world." Which
That's where I need a recipe. I want to try
Right?
the best grilled cheese in the whole world. Hand it over.
yeah, give
The
it to me.
Brazilians clearly have the recipe.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, what cheese?
No, actually, it's not. Did you read the afterword? It was actually the girlfriend who's not Brazilian. So.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need her recipe.
Right?
I don't care whose recipe. I need it. I want to try it. Totally, I need to try it out.
That's right.
I wanted
Seriously, they
to.
mentioned cheese and they didn't mention what cheese they use. Did
No.
they do multiple cheeses? Did they
No.
use butter, oil,
Like-
mayo? Like,
Nope. No info.
Like, then
Weird
this
with it.
cheese looks like when you look at the pictures of this cheese, it's like oozing out of the sandwich. First of all, terrible way to make a sandwich.
Right.
Second of all, what cheeses are you using? That looks like nacho cheese.
It is just
And I'm
nacho
going to,
cheese.
I'm going to fight somebody.
It's like the plastic
Cheeses.
nacho cheese at 7-Eleven.
yes, most cheeses that you want to like stretch and get ooey are the most artificial cheeses. Like, are you gonna
Yeah.
tell me that aristocratic? I'm gonna hold off on like too much of my gripe, but are you gonna tell me this aristocratic society
Right.
invented craft American singles to make this
Here's
gooey
the
grilled
deal.
cheese?
If this woman doesn't like fur, she's not gonna like chemicals in her food, alright?
I know, right? Well,
No,
this
hear
isn't.
me out. This book would have been better if every character was like represented by their cheese, and they all make grilled cheese sandwiches differently. So that's like very characteristic to them. And then
Oh.
It's like the great
merit of,
butter
like,
battle, but with cheese.
Yeah, and then like the rich princess, she makes her cheese like super fancy, like
Yeah.
with like the super fancy rich
Brie
and
and
she-
peaches and honey.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like
And then
Gruyere.
Camembert,
Oh,
like
yeah.
he makes she. Sorry,
Whatever. It's
she's
fine.
it's a
They.
boy, but it's she. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, she makes hers with American cheese, which is super melty and ooey and gooey, and then they combine in
Yeah.
the end and make the perfect grilled cheese with flavor and meltiness. That
For
would be
sure.
so
Brie and
more
American
interesting.
cheese would make a terrible grilled cheese. That's my next stream. It's gonna be an
Okay,
IRL
okay.
stream.
They
of
don't
just
have
grilled
to make the
cheeses.
cheese that they're named after, though, right? Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like the concept.
The concept is good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
But
concept.
they
Toto, write
should
a
all
book.
make
Get
like
on that.
exactly. They should all make their
have
grilled
these.
cheese differently, and like the cultures of like the world and like all the people should be more based on like a cheese, not
Right.
just their names. Their names are like a cheese, and then they don't even like. It's not even like, oh. I think the only one is that like, oh, like Brie is kind of a sweet cheese, and she's like sweet.
Yeah.
I think that's like the only like connection between like name and personality.
Right.
A
I
little
think you're right.
sassy.
Okay, I'm gonna go back onto my leash and like bark and yap later about all my gripes with the story.
It's
That's
okay.
a little sassy. I
No,
like
it's fine.
Toto.
It honestly, talking about how like it would be so nice for cheese to be more of a plot brings me to my next point, which is that like Princess Brie invites Lord Camembert over to talk about like the next activism event because Princess Brie is very forward thinking and wants what's best for the environment and the people and things like that, and wants to show off like fashion that doesn't harm any animals, and wants Camembert's opinion because he's obviously so fashionable. Obviously he knows. And so it's actually she comes out with I guess a good idea of like having models model the fashion at a party instead of just a runway or something like that. And then they just get to know each other gradually in putting together this fashion show that's not about cheese.
I know. JoJo's has more cheese fashion than this thing.
And the thing
is, like, people with cheese hole cutouts in their clothes.
I don't mind because, like, I was like, okay, fashion, that's fine. But then they don't even touch on fashion that much either.
Yeah. It's like they don't actually know that much about cheese, and they don't actually know that much about fashion, but they're just, like, writing about it because they're kind of, like, slightly interested in that. Yeah. And it's like, that's cool, I guess. It's like, you know, write your own, like, fantasy. It's for you. But, like, it doesn't make it an interesting read. It makes it a very forgettable read.
Yeah, kinda.
Because at the end of the day, like, you know what happens. Like, everyone here in the chat and everyone watching probably already knows what's going to happen, right? Yeah. There's, like, a big falling out where they discover that Camembert is a girl, and then stuff happens, blah, blah, yada, 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 yada. And then they're about to, like, you know, like, not get together. But in the end, they do get together, and the end.
I did not anticipate any, like, unexpected twists in this book, though.
I know.
So, I don't know. Like, before I even read it, I was like, no, this is a cute little story.
Yeah.
You know what I did like, and I kind of wish happened? So, I'm gonna push a little forward really quick. We kind of meet the, like, mediocre antag, which is a gentleman. He's like the Duke of Brussels sprouts or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is not even
not
a cheese.
Well, yeah. I think that's kind of the point. It's like it wouldn't be a good match because you wouldn't put brie on Brussels sprouts if you had to put cheese on a Brussels sprout. But like, I kind of like the idea that different countries have like a different quote unquote theme
food. Yeah.
But I think because Brie spent such a long time like heeing and hawing over like, oh, well, what will the royals think? Like, why weren't the royals more of a antag? Because like there's even a point where like at the very end when they're kind of like wrapping everything up in a pretty little bow, like a lot of the other royals are like, ugh, she's so annoying, she's on her crap again. Like, just make
they
them
weren't there like the whole time. Yeah.
Like, why this poor boring man gotta be thrown under the bus? He was just living his life.
He was just boring. He committed no crime.
That's not a crime.
Being boring.
Justice for Duke Brussels.
He's boring and straight. Oh well.
He's my nephew's favorite vegetable.
I know. I love Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels sprouts too. Yeah.
I don't, but I'm supporting my nephew.
Okay, that's good.
Do you know they've like bred Brussels sprouts to like taste sweeter though over time? So they're actually not as bitter as they were in the past.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's because they've chemically messed with them.
Dang.
Chard or nothing.
I like chard too. It's more bitter.
Can we stop the trend of the dog liking the MC and not liking
like the antagonist or whatever?
The antagonist.
But how else would you know that she secretly likes him unless the dog gives it away?
How could you know?
Yeah.
If the dog pee on everybody, it's fine.
I know.
How could you know? No, I get it.
No, there's no way to know.
Just pee on everybody. Just hate everyone. That'd be funnier.
And of course, the last part that was actually significant for like grilled cheese was.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
The protagonist making a grilled cheese and using that to
propose.
Propose.
And that was like the only significance of like cheese and like the whole story.
Well, like the other significance is like when Gorgonzola and Ricotta, they like have their little plot to try to get Lady Brie and Lord Camembert to like confess their love for each other. She's like, "Don't you want to eat my fancy grilled cheese sandwich with a side of soup?" And he's like, she is like, no, I already ate 2 grilled cheeses this morning, and she gets really mad about it. That's the other.
I want to know of the importance of tomato soup because, like, not once has soup been brought up otherwise.
I think it's just
Then
because
all
it's
of a
a
sudden she's like,
classic.
Tomato
wanna
soup
have a
just
grilled
goes
cheese
well
sandwich
with
with
grilled cheese, I
tomato
guess.
soup?
It's the
Like,
expected combo.
It kind of felt dirty.
Yeah.
Like, as dirty as this book gets, I read it and I was like, what is happening?
I love that it piqued your mic. No, I understand. I felt the same way. I was like, there's no point. Why is Camembert even acting like this?
It was
I
like, it was
know.
kind of like Nala and Simba wrestling in the forest. Like, my little child brain was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't. It's like forced hatred of each other. And also, that's when Bree finds out that Camembert's actually a girl.
Because of pierced ears!
Because not even pierced ears, it's
Because
because
men
she saw...
can't have pierced ears,
Because
but they
sideburns,
can have a
because-
switch.
It's because she saw the,
And men can't
Oh
wear
my
fake
God,
sideburns,
do
apparently.
the
Get me
sideburns were
started
glue
on
came
the
off.
fucking switch.
Yeah.
Aristocratic, horse-drawn carriages, societals, nobles, commoners.
They have
Has
fridges.
a fucking fridge. Has a switch with an outlet and a cable.
Yeah, wait,
Are
it was really
you
confusing
for
because,
real?
like, they communicate through letters and, like, court invitations and stuff like that instead of cell phones. And yet she has a Switch?
The
A
anachronisms.
Nintendo Switch?
We can talk about the anachronisticness of the story. That's fine.
Switches!
I'm literally like.
It's confusing.
I like how they
explode
have
'cause it gets so
fridges but
fucking
not
frustrating.
lights. Like, everything's still candlelit.
Oh, there
Yeah.
was a lamp. There was a lamp.
There was a lamp?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're right, I see
It's
it now.
for some reason in this world we have the sensibilities of like Jane Austen like era stuff, but we also have electricity, but no TVs or cell phones. None of that. But every other amenity that you could think of.
Honestly,
Basically,
if my parents could make me live a life, it would be this. I would have like minor luxuries, but I would have to still socialize.
yeah,
I don't think a Switch counts as a minor luxury. They're pretty expensive.
that's true.
Well, I meant like a fridge and lamps, but they'd still make me
Fridge,
go
lamps,
outside and
yeah.
do stuff,
Yeah.
and talk to people, because that would be annoying.
Yeah, no cell phones, no TV, no radio.
But you get a Switch, so there's that.
Yeah.
It was just, like, it did not settle into any
It was
particular time period
weird.
because it was also like, oh, this country is, like, very conservative and, like the politics and, like, the laws are all very, like, old-fashioned.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like I think that we're just in like this Edwardian era looking era that like theme because
Yeah.
we want the conservative politics, I guess.
Yeah, and we want, like, that era of fashion, but, like, why do you have to have her have a Switch? It just doesn't add anything.
Yeah, it does it's
Victorian
silly.
era. Ricotta's got a lot of cleavage
just
going
gonna be
on,
like,
and I'm
oh
not
my
mad about
God.
it, but like, we need to talk about it.
Right.
Wait, who? Who has a lot of cleavage?
Ricotta?
Yeah, Ricotta. Brie had a lot of cleavage going on too. Honestly.
Brie had a lot of cleavage going on.
Oh, I know.
And I feel like that was also very much, since the author based Brie off of her wife, I feel like that was also very much like,
Oh yeah, I mean, I get
Yeah.
that. I'm willing to forgive that. I get it.
yeah,
I just think
that's not
it's-
my problem. My problem is not with the cleavage. It's just with, like, the anachronisms. It's like, decide what you want. Like,
Right.
It just felt like a.
What's
it
the
just
point
felt
of a
like
Switch? Is it just
what's
to be
called?
like,
a
hashtag
fanfic
relatable?
self-insert.
It was.
No,
It
it
definitely
literally
was.
is a self-insert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the entire
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
I
lady.
did like Feta painting her nails though. I think that's funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like Feta and I like Lady Gorgonzola. They were good, but
On that
Yeah.
point, I felt that the side characters were the only two-dimensional characters. Everyone felt like they were on a track
Yeah.
except for Feta, Gorgonzola.
yeah, like Lady Gorgonzola has an entire like backstory.
Yeah, but I think Gorgonzola's point was kind of to be like the character who has already gone through this
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
So like
her,
understands.
her character arc is, like, already done. But when the story
Well, I mean,
starts.
her entire character is to make Camembert make sense.
That's true,
Yeah.
but Camembert should be, I don't know, maybe a little bit sad that her dad died. I think maybe
Yeah.
just a little. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
would
don't
like
think
to
she
see a little
hated
bit
her
of that emo
dad.
phase.
It didn't seem like they had a
Yeah.
bad
And she's
relationship.
kind of, like, living off of all of his wealth. Like, she never had to work
Yeah.
a day in her life.
Uh huh. I don't know. Or
Right, and then later
Yeah.
on when she gets upset, she's literally like, in her bed on her Switch listening to like rock music, be like, I'm so sad.
Which is the only
Whoa.
time you see unshaven legs, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm confused about that. Just stop shaving your legs. You're wearing pants. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
I'm
that.
confused
Yeah.
about that. I'm just like, where
I
the
think
fuck's
it's just
the rock
me
music
again.
coming
Hashtag
from?
relatable. She's so sad that she can't even shave her legs. It's just like me for real, for real.
Just like me, for real, for real. Yeah. Hashtag relatable. Yeah.
Camembert of the people.
Camembert of the people. Yeah. And yeah, there are a few more extra scenes where like, Gorgonzola has like a fashion event and Brie and Camembert are invited, but there's tension.
Like, Brie shows her ass for no
Tension.
reason, not literally, figuratively.
Yeah.
And like, that was such a weird, out of character thing for her to do.
Right.
Yeah, and then there was another scene where like
Sucked.
Ricotta almost walks in on Camembert changing, and
they
it just
did the
doesn't,
very,
and nothing
like,
happens.
Yeah,
I
nothing
don't know
happened.
why. But also, like, why was that even a scene in the first place? It didn't mean
No,
anything.
it didn't
Nothing
mean
happened.
anything. It just happened. That's all.
Poor Ricotta was just not in on it the entire time.
No.
Oh yeah, and then
Bless her heart.
the
Yeah,
like,
no one told her for
punchline-
some reason.
Yeah, the punchline at the end is she sees both of them coming in wearing bridal dresses as they get married, and she's like, "What the fuck?
Are they even your friend? Why did they tell her?
In her defense, she did, like, what little we saw of her, because she disappeared for, like, half the book.
Yeah,
Like, what little we saw of her, she did prove to be quite a blabbermouth. So, like,
that's true. I suppose they didn't want her.
she couldn't hold on to a secret if you gave her a basket, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. That's true. But yeah, then there's just like I think what is it? Oh yeah, Brie and Gorgonzola like talk separately to Camembert and Brie. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You just have to be honest about your feelings. And Lady Bree's like, but my dad will never approve of it and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is such an interesting, that's something that you see a lot with people who have a, lucrative background. Lucrative is not the word I wanted, but we all know what I mean.
Like a
Where,
wealthy.
like, they have an affluent background, so they're able to take stances on, like, say no to fur, stuff like that.
Right.
But then, like, things that actually affect the people around them, they're too scared to take that jump on.
Right.
That's always interesting.
It would, if there was like, I don't know, maybe 50 more pages of this, she could have had like a whole thing where we actually saw her gay rights, letting gay rights happen in the...
But that would mean poor Mr. Brussels couldn't be the antagonist, and the nobles would actually have to be the antagonist.
Right. Yeah.
And we couldn't make a statement with a book about cheese, could we?
No. Cheese is uncontroversial. We can't have such things.
Oh, see, the villain could have been that worm cheese.
The worm cheese?
The worm cheese. You know, the cheese that has like maggots in it?
Oh, no, I don't like that. No.
Most cheeses. Yeah, welcome.
No.
No, like actual maggots, like live maggots.
Yeah, no, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Right? From
Yeah.
Cordoba.
Yeah. But yeah. Gosh, I mean, we've already told the whole story. Somehow
Okay.
everything works
All right.
out. What? Go ahead, Realm.
No, I was like, all right, time to rip into it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, everything works out.
I like how this is like, up until now, we haven't been ripping.
No, we haven't been ripping it apart yet, no.
Okay.
Dude, if you
Hold
see me
on,
right
let
now,
me
I
say
believe
say
you're
the
saying.
perfect ending. So poor Mr. Brussels Sprouts is just a boring guy that wants to marry Lady Bree, but she doesn't like him at all. But it's okay because Camembert has realized that she needs to be true to herself and proposes by shoving a grilled cheese sandwich into Lady Bree's mouth, and they are going to get married now. And then they get married. Then they get gay married with opposite colored dresses, and gay marriage is
They're
a
very
thing
pretty
now.
dresses.
Yep.
Maybe
Gay
it's,
Mary did not exist before.
maybe
them.
it's the fat kid trauma, but like having food shoved into my mouth by somebody else is such a trigger for me that when I saw it happen, I almost closed the book and didn't open it back up.
That's
Like
fair.
I saw it happen and I was like, if that happened to me, I would sob in the club. Like,
I would be mad. I'd be like, what are you doing?
just punch
I don't
him
know
down.
you.
Like,
Yeah,
that's my purse.
that's my purse. I would be mad too because like it's grilled cheese. Like I guess if it was like no, I probably just wouldn't want it, but
don't shove food in people's mouths. It's weird.
It is kind of weird. But it was for the effect of, you cannot say I do, or whatever.
No, yeah, of course, I understand. It's just like I saw it, and like my little heart was like, no, ew, ick.
No, you ick. Yeah, I get it. So yeah, that's the whole thing.
Story.
That's the whole story. So I guess, so I do apologize. I didn't know this story at all. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have picked it if I had read it. But
I thought it was fun. Like, it's a good little breather, because sometimes
that's true.
We read books that are like kind of heavy, and then like I kind of feel like I don't have a lot of input, so like a goofier book, I feel like I can talk about a little bit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because there's not a lot of context for me to like see into.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking about my sister earlier. I said, no matter what item I am going to read, if you had talked to me last year and I'd been like, what type of books you think you want to read, I'd just been like, nah, what I want to read. I don't really care about that type of stuff. I'd rather just like play games and just
well, that's true.
do my mom or something like that. I would have just been like tunnel vision into one particular thing. I like the variety. I get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do try to pick different types of books every time. So. Yeah. Yeah, and it's been the only other YA we have read. It was an older YA, which was Last Night at the Telegraph Club, like more for like older teens. And I mean, that was much better written, obviously, than this. I think we could all agree with that. But yeah, this is like very like 12, 13-year-old type of audience.
It felt very Disney Channel.
I didn't realize how young it would be, so. Especially because I knew that they had published webtoons before, so I wondered if it'd be slightly older.
Like, okay, I get that it's for a younger demographic.
Yeah.
But it just isn't that creative. Like,
no.
If you take away like the cheese names and the grilled cheese at the end, there's nothing left. It's just like an anachronistic, like, gay romance special. Like, that's it.
Every time I saw Switch, I got angrier. And I try not to be angry because I was like, this is just supposed to be fun. And I did have fun mostly, but.
But, like, it could have been so much better. So, like, first of all, like, the cheeses should play a role in the actual, like, culture of the people in the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have the, like, castle be made out of cheese and crackers or something. Have the people, like, be different types of cheeses. Like, I feel like it's probably a thing because we came off of like reading Delicious in Dungeon, which is so creative with its food and it's the way it comes into its world building. And we read Whole Cake Island from One Piece, where like literally like everyone is like food based.
Even like Magical Girl Retires has like better world building.
Yeah. So like the world building here was very confused, very weak, and very sloppy, honestly. Like you could not tell me what time period this was in. You could not tell me if this was supposed to be like a version of Earth or a fantasy world or like what are we in?
Yeah.
It was just not, it was very ill-defined.
That's true, actually. Thinking of the other graphic novel-y things that we've read, I always knew where we were in Solo Leveling.
Yeah, exactly. Even in Solo Leveling.
Even though I didn't like it.
The Korea isekai one, even in the vampire one, like, those, like, you could still tell exactly where we were, like, at all times. You know?
Yeah, it's true. I was very confused.
I have no idea.
We're in a dream world, I think.
Yeah.
Magical dream world.
Like, I get it. I get that this is like the author's self-insert. I get that it's about her and her wife, and I don't want to be about grilled cheese. But I feel like it could have been like, I'm so mad because it was a lot of wasted potential. You could have made it way more interesting.
Right. It is interesting. I think it's like almost like good for you, girl, because this in the author's note, this was like her final project at college or whatever that she wrote and made, and that's cool. But I also am surprised that her like final school project actually got published. I feel like usually
I feel like this needed a lot more work. I feel like this was very much like pat on the back, good first attempt, good first rough draft. Now, like, you need to like really buckle down and polish it because it feels like a rough draft. It feels like there's a lot of stuff missing in the middle. It's like the skeleton of a story, but there's nothing interesting happening here. Nothing special happening.
I really thought Feta was gonna blow up at Camembert at some point and be like, you were
Exactly.
you had an outline of what you're supposed to do and you're not doing any of it.
Yes.
But she
like,
didn't.
Give me a sword duel with like cheese forks. Give me like these characters like actually like getting spicy at each other and like not spicy in the sexual way, but like angry at each other or like some other emotion rather than happy and sad.
Yeah.
Right, because it jumped at a super light level at the beginning, and then the second half of it was like 85% angst and like emotional changes that came from absolutely nowhere, and then it became light again because they said they finally like understood each other through a half resolution. They're just
I will say like the tone was very consistent, but the tone was also like skating over like any like actual intrigue or interesting things.
Right.
Yeah. It felt like someone watched like, I don't know, like a TV show about like Victorian era drama show, and they just wrote their own OCs into it and then gave them cheese names.
Yeah. That's actually I think what happened.
Felt like the cheese was. I feel like I was clickbaited, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said before, like okay, first of all, have the characters like culture be based on the cheese, and have them each make their own like version of cheese foods. Or if this one person is doing fashion, make them like, okay, we're not about food. Our like cheese culture is all about fashion or something like that. Like have them really well defined and have the cheeses be related to their character. Like which cheeses like are sharp, which cheeses are soft, which cheeses are mild, which cheeses are spicy. Like have them be actually related to what's going on around them and their personalities. And then give like little recipe cards. It would be so cute. You'd have a little recipe card for each person's like particular grilled cheese. And what sort of like bread goes with that, and like what do they do, and what do they do differently, and what's special about them. And then have that like meld with their character. Right now, it feels like you slapped, like this book feels like you slapped some like wet mozzarella onto a piece of bread.
Right.
And like the cheese has not developed. It's textureless. It's like bland. It hasn't, I still would eat it. I love cheese. Like I still read the book and I love lesbian like fiction, but like it hasn't had the time to grow and develop, and it hasn't had the time to like melt and like fuse together into something great.
I understand.
Okay, that's my rant over. I'm sorry.
Does anyone else want to rant? Go for it.
I take that. I have a lot more stuff, but I just only want to poke on that thing. That reminds me of like when you want a snack, like you don't feel like you're done eating, and then you make something and you eat it and you go, I definitely did not want that. Why did I even bother?
Oh man.
It was like it didn't satisfy anything, you know?
Man, it was that bad.
No, I don't think it was that bad. It satisfies like a particular itch. Like I love cute lesbian stuff, but like from a critical perspective, like beyond my just like gay bias, I can admit that this was not a good book.
Right.
Like you said, I love easiest example. I love grilled cheese. But if I was at late at night, 9-10 o'clock, and I was just like, I need to eat something. I'm not done eating. I kind of want, and I think of a grilled cheese and I make it and I have it. It's not that I don't like grilled cheese, but this was definitely not what I wanted. I almost regret making it.
Yeah, it's like you took white bread and you like put a slice of like wet mozzarella on it and you just ate it raw, you know?
Yeah.
No. Before you ate it raw, you took like a really pretty Instagram pic of it and then you ate it. Because it was a really pretty book. It was very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
Art style was nice. Side characters were awesome. Everything else felt like it.
Yeah.
You didn't think about
it. Wasn't pushed far enough. It could have gone further. I wanted more cheese, more lesbians, more drama. It had like it was drama light, cheese very light. And like there were lesbians.
It actually kind of makes me wonder if like some like because this has a pretty young demographic and you can tell it is lesbian cheese stuff. Hi Dan. Like it makes me wonder if some book like graphic novels are published because like it like kids are forced to read something in like a library or something, and you can read this in one sitting, and it's cute and not that deep and entertaining enough. I don't know. It makes me think about the publishing industry a lot, actually.
Yeah. Or like if this was like, oh, if you don't publish it, you're being homophobic because that is like so
Yeah.
important. But it's like if this was a straight couple, right? Like not saying it should be a straight couple, right?
Right,
But
right.
if this book had a straight couple in it, it would not be published. This was like if you like besides lesbians, this is like the most boring thing imaginable.
I will say, if the couple was straight, like, unfortunately, the story doesn't change. It's just
Exactly.
less fun.
Yeah, it doesn't change. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been like a poor person pretending to be a rich person. And,
Yeah.
like nothing.
Right, and at that point, like, how many times has that been
Yeah,
created,
overdone. Yeah.
reused,
Yeah.
redone?
Or like if we're gonna have like the gender reveal, I guess, be a big deal, because it was like, I don't know, I guess I would have liked it to be more 12th nighty, like there, like Cam Bear would have had to like switch back and forth and have two identities. Even that would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting. I would have hated that because I hate that trope. But
No,
like,
I don't. But it's more than what this book has going on.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not my favorite thing, but either. But I would make an exception, maybe. Maybe. Or just more cheese. Yeah, I think just more cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, cheese is really good for a reason.
Like we see so many creative like projects coming out where like, you know, whether it's like on YouTube with like Digital Circus or Has Been Hotel, like you don't, or like even Smiling Friends, like they have really well defined worlds. You don't have to be a fan of those series to recognize that like at least they're doing something creative and something different. This felt very samey.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I think, when was this published? 2022? I think so. So it's not like this was like we weren't publishing graphic novels and so it was new on the scene type of thing. No, it was published last year, actually. Okay. So like, yeah. It almost feels like it's trying to ride on Heartstopper's coattails then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's gay, look.
Or whoever, like...
Look, Ma.
I
Two
don't know if it
gays.
was,
I don't know. No hands.
Yeah, and to that end, it's like, I don't know if there was somebody who helped along, or it was just the author itself. It was like, oh, hey, Ma, look at this. And they're like, oh, that's great, honey. Not even paying attention, just trying to sweep it along so you can do whatever it is you need to do. I feel like the story was just like, oh, that's nice, keep going. Like,
Yeah, it's gay and it's cute, but it doesn't have much substance to back it up. And I feel like after like a few months when we read other books, like this is one that I'm definitely not going to remember.
Right, I
like,
understand.
Even with Time War, which was like, you know, not my favorite, but like I still like remember parts of that book and like feeling things, even if those things were really confused. And like I still remember the first book we read, like Memory Called Empire. That had like great world building. I still think about like Three Seagrass sometimes.
Well, that's just a masterpiece, but
46 Tundra vehicle.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
36 all-terrain vehicle.
Come on.
Afkar, thank you for joining the observatory. Hope you enjoy your stay.
And this was very same. Like, okay, I'll be honest, like I read a lot of like Yuri manga and like lesbian stuff. Like this is just very same.
I get it. It's I don't think there's a problem in publishing Baby's First Yuri, but like I don't know how many Baby's First Yuri there are that are like quite as like simple and wholesome as this one. There probably are some, but easily accessible to like kids in the US, I don't know. They share food like twice. Yeah. I don't know. It was all right. And it's not like I want her, like I would like to see this author create something else with a stronger editor, I think.
Yeah. I think this, like, because you said it was like her school project, it got published because like, oh, it's like, it's done for the school project, let's just get it out the door. So I look forward to this author's like future work if it like goes through much more critical editing, because this was like, you know, there's a deadline for this piece for her to graduate.
Right.
So when she's done, she's done.
I do hope the next time we see this author, she has a point. Because, like,
Yeah.
that's the biggest issue I think we're all kind of missing is, like, there's not a greater commentary.
Right.
It's kind of like...
And it was a very self-serving book. It was very, very self-satisfying. It's like, this is about me.
It was about her. It was for her. Which isn't a problem.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think any of us think there is. It's just like, okay, and then?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
we can push this further, and you don't, and it's weird.
Yeah. 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 Well.
Like, there's nothing wrong. Okay, let me say it this way. Like, there's nothing wrong with writing, like, self-serving fiction, right?
No.
But if you're going to do that, then you have to expect that, like, it's not going to appeal to everyone.
Right.
It's not going to be, like, a good book for everyone.
Right. This book actually does have pretty good reviews because I think people are like, oh, it was cute and simple. I read it in one sitting. Yay. And they don't think about it again.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah, they don't think about it again. It's the problem, though.
I mean, our entire content is overthinking books, though. So.
Exactly.
I know, it's true.
And, like,
that's the issue here.
So, like, from my perspective, because, like I said, I read a lot of Yuri manga. Like, if the Yuri manga isn't, like, about something more interesting than just, like, oh, it's me and my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And, like, something, like, I'm not going to keep reading it. My time is, like, valuable, and I can read other Yuri series.
Yeah, like, I can waste my time on better fluff.
Right.
Exactly.
I did like this book. I enjoyed this book. I thought it was great. Just as a,
Right?
like, a
I still
simple
enjoyed this book a lot.
one-nighter.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Like, you get a glass of wine and a cheese plate just to be on the nose, and then you just kind of, like, sweep through this book while you're waiting for your face mask to dry.
And you can read this book, like, in, like, 1 or 2 hours. It's not a very long book.
No.
Like, you can turn this book into a self-care thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would definitely get this book for some of my students. I think they would really enjoy it and they would find it very cute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, if you just read, like, the saddest book ever, read this thing afterwards. It's a palate cleanser.
It'll, like, heal the soul and all
yeah,
that.
heal the soul. Yeah, for sure. Because I need that sometimes myself.
It does feel a lot like Babby's first book. Kind of, like, feel like...
Babby's.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, this is, like... You know, you're on Tumblr and you have, like, an idea for a book, and this is, like, the first draft of it.
Yeah.
It needs more development. It needs more time to cook.
But Tumblr, like, hypes you up so you go ahead and publish it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah, I will submit that book, and then it just it does get accepted.
It's like that one chapter of your random writing prompt gets, like, 10 likes on Reddit, and you're like, I'm a writer now.
Right.
Yeah. It is
artistic.
very much like a college level book, like you make your grilled cheese in college and you're like, oh, this is the best thing ever, and you, like, show your friends, like, try my grilled cheese, is the best thing ever. And then, like, your older friends, like, as you get older, you're like, wow, that grilled cheese kind of sucked compared to, like, the like, nicer food I'm having now, and, like, the things I've improved and I've done better over time. And, like, that's how I feel like reading this after coming from, like, Ryoko Koi's like, Dungeon Meshi. Or coming from, like, Oda's One Piece. Like, One Piece is very silly, but, like, it has, like, deep politics and, like, deep themes that, like, are actually trying to say something. And, like, Ryoko Koi's, like, world building is so immaculate and so, like, ingenious in the way she microcosmically, like, builds the things around the world.
Right.
And, like, tells things about the wider world, even though it's focused on a small area of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's so many things that could have, like, been better.
Yeah, it is interesting. It really does make me curious about the I think I say this a lot, actually, though, that I'm very curious about, like, what gets accepted as to be published and what doesn't. Because, like, I know several people that, like, would like to have their graphic novel published that doesn't get accepted. But what made this stand out to get accepted as opposed to others? I don't know. I mean, maybe the art. Probably the art, actually.
Yeah, the art was very, very
because the art's really good and that she really understands colors.
Like, hook me up. I'll write the story and you do the art.
Yeah, you do the art.
We could make some really great fiction.
Yeah.
With lesbians.
Lesbians
in it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can come up with grilled cheese recipes if you want. Like, we can do this.
We can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, right, I could rapid fire so many cheese puns. You have like 36 characters right then and there.
I know there weren't that many cheese puns. It wouldn't also made me really sad. It made my dad joke level inside of me sad.
Yeah, why weren't there more puns?
I did like all the cheese shirts. Like I would wear them.
Yeah, I would wear those too.
Like just a
Yes.
giant sweater that says cheese.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, with a Z for
Yes.
super legitness.
Yep. Just
That's legitness.
Because they're totally like a quirkable, you know what I mean?
No, I did like them too, but I was also like, why are they wearing t-shirts in Victorian
Boxers. Yeah.
land?
Right. So they had the nightgown and like the what's it called? Like those, I forgot what they were called, but like
Dressing
the long
gowns.
the half leg, like what's it called? Not like a, talk about the shorts that are under the nightgown with the floral bits at the end.
Bloomers?
I guess
bloomers?
bloomers, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like the bloomers would be the case, and then the other photo is literally just like a T-shirt, like a graphic tee that says cheese.
And then like with boxers.
Yeah.
Like him and Bear wears a t-shirt with boxers. And that's very
Yeah.
funny, but then like Fetta's in like Victorian garb the entire time.
Yeah. It's because she's old fashioned. Get it? Get it?
She's old fashioned.
No, like, okay, I guess I'm being too harsh. It is her, like, college project. It is, like, literally a college project. And they probably didn't have time to, like, edit it further.
It's also a college product, like, with the only references from, like, their only reference is their relationship, really.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's,
yeah.
it's like, it's very cute, it's very fluffy, and we've said it before, like, we like the book fundamentally. It's a great, like,
Yeah.
palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, our job here is to kind of rip it apart.
It is. It is.
And it happens to be too easy to
One
do
thing
so.
that really bothered me was actually in the author's notes where she shows like her like talking this to, I assume, like her teacher or her professor or something, and being like, get it? They like propose with grilled cheese. And he's like, they propose with a grilled cheese? And she's like, yeah, it's kind of like their thing and stuff. And I'm like,
Sorry,
It's almost
sweetheart,
like a
nobody thinks
dig
this is
at
as fun as
them.
you are.
it's
Yeah.
almost like a dig at them. It was like,
Okay.
oh, they just don't get it. The
Yeah.
boomers don't get it. And it's like, no, they're right. This isn't as creative as you think. They
Yeah.
proposed with the grilled cheese, but like the grilled cheese didn't really come up that often in the book. It came up like 2 or 3 times.
Right. I know. So.
Like, oh my god, like my idea with like the recipes, right? Like at the very end when they get married, like the final page is like the recipe for the combined grilled cheese of like both their cheeses, and it's like beautiful.
Right.
It's like the perfect grilled
Right,
cheese. Like it's like
but then it's not prefaced anywhere that this is the grilled cheese I enjoy, insert recipe. This is the grilled cheese you enjoy.
yeah. If they had those like
Where,
recipes
you
throughout
know,
the book, it would be so interesting.
They didn't even like throw any connotations that what cheese they're named after would be their grilled cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, okay, that's cute that they have a combined grilled cheese, but where the fuck would I try
in fact,
to
like
care?
you don't even
about a
have to
grilled
name them
cheese?
after cheeses. You can just have them make like grilled cheeses, and that would be more interesting. Like having someone like named after something but not do anything with that name is, I feel, like a greater sin.
I personally would have been just happy if there were more cheese puns.
Yeah.
That would have just been fine. That would have worked for me, personally.
Right.
I should write a
reminded me
book,
lot.
right,
It
Faye?
reminded me
I
a
should-
lot of
Yeah.
like Mad Libs.
Mad
I
Lib,
need
yeah.
to
People
find an
just-
artist.
People
to, like,
put random adjectives, verbs, numbers, like describing words, make a story that essentially has no base besides the fact that it just happens to be the verb you picked, the noun you picked. It just happens to be she chose cheese as her names, not that it meant something further.
Right.
Right.
It's just
Right.
like, what, you pull that out of your ass or something?
Yeah. And like proposing with a grilled cheese is just because like they like grilled cheese.
Yeah.
It's not because it symbolized anything.
Yeah, they just liked it.
And it's
I
not like
like
everything
soup, but
needs
I'm
to
not
be a
gonna, like-
symbol, but like
It
I'm
is
not gonna
kind of like
propose to my
how
girlfriend, it's like,
quirky.
can you-
yeah.
How quirky can you be in one go? Sorry.
No, you're right.
You're right.
You're right. It's yeah. It is the graphic novel that I read this year. I'm not like mad about it, but since it is our job to like rip it apart, there's a lot to rip apart.
Okay, I guess I should talk about some positive things I liked about the book because I feel like
Yes.
I've
What
been
did
the
you
most
like?
critical of the book.
What did you
I
like?
really like the character designs. I thought they were super cute.
Yeah.
I really liked the okay, well, I'm lesbian, okay? So I really liked all of their like fashion and their dresses. They were
Mm-hmm.
very cute. I liked seeing the cleavage and the boobas. That's always nice. I liked seeing the girls kiss. That was like, yay, it like sends like fluttery butterflies up in my stomach. Um
No kiss.
yeah, I like the cute doggo, even though he didn't really do anything by the end.
It's just cute.
He's just cute. Um
Gotta add a dog in sometimes.
yeah. I liked the expressions. The facial expressions were done very well.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it reminded me of Hark a Vagrant, and I was like, ooh. But
There are a lot of like really screenshotable little like cute faces that they made.
Oh yeah,
There were,
especially
'cause I
in, like, the first
screenshotted them.
part.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
The first half at least, I would say there were many little like I'm trying to say it like not emotional, but
Camber,
personality,
no, Camber,
personality
yes.
pictures.
yeah.
That was just like, oh damn, I really like that. I love that style. I love like,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I love the dogs being like, I could smell fear. Like that shit, that was hilarious. I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting like, you know, a cheese story to have a funny dog like that.
One thing that was also really done well was they have different outfits and different hairstyles throughout the book. That's
They do. They
actually
don't
not
wear the
something
same
that
thing.
happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Um,
say the MC suffers from this, and it's a common occurrence currently in like the stratosphere of media, and I kind of hate it, where it's like too much hair.
Too much hair.
.exe, because like there's a point where like her hair is like messy falling out of the bun, but
Yeah.
there's still a full fluffy bun on the back. Fuck, you got me fucked up.
It's
No.
like, how do you have that much hair?
Not a
Like,
soul
aren't
has
you
that
alright?
much
Aren't
hair.
you like itchy or something, my guy? Like,
There
That's
is a
not
rat
true.
in that
No, I mean,
hair.
Realm- I
Like,
think Realm
Goku
has that
Super
much
Saiyan 4 has that much hair. Okay.
it was wild. So how do you manage that much hair? You don't.
Yeah, it's
That's
a good
the
point.
answer.
Yeah, you don't. And
Yeah.
I'm just kind of tired of the too much hair
I
trope
also thought
going
the art
on in
was
media.
very consistent throughout. Like,
yeah.
it's hard for especially like starting artists to like keep their character designs very consistent throughout the whole book. A lot of times they end up like you see this in Solo Leveling. Like the
Right.
main MC looks completely different at the end than he did. At
He
the
does.
You know what I like,
mean,
though,
that's
is
kind of
that
the
every
point, but yeah.
character- every character has their own art style almost.
Yeah.
Like Camembert is very angular, Brie is very rounded. What's her name in the green? She's very like
Gorgonzola.
linear. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very linear.
She's long,
Whereas
yeah.
Ricotta's a little more like
Curly.
Yeah.
kinky.
there-
It,
there
like
are
not
archetypes.
kinky haha, but like hair type kinky.
yeah, their
Yeah.
archetypes are like, are differentiated even within the same art style.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's really nice. Like when they're all in one panel, they're all like still very different.
Yeah, it's like, wow, what
Yeah.
a talented artist.
Speaking of paneling, I thought the paneling was done pretty well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very easy to read. It flowed very well. I think from like that perspective, like this was a very good book as like from solely like art and comic
Yeah.
creator perspective. This was done very well.
Right.
Yeah. Like this artist clearly has a solid solid handle on who they are as an artist and
Yes.
how they like to draw.
Mm-hmm. Like I can even see their art developing further past this, but this is like really, really good already. I just wish the story was more creative. It was
Yeah.
not very unique.
Yeah. Yeah, so keep working on that art. Actually, I know that this author has like a webtoon that she makes with her wife, and I think she draws and I think the wife writes. I've not read it,
What's
but I'm
it
like,
called?
you should do
Do you
that.
know?
Blades of Furry. It's on
Furry?
Furry.
Oh.
Yeah, it's on webtoon. And I think
Oh,
it's
found it.
Deer That Ice Skate. I don't know. I was just looking at it. I don't know what it's
Oh
about.
yeah,
But
I will read it and let you know.
okay, cool.
figure
Yeah,
skating and
yeah.
martial arts. Wow.
Yeah, why not? So
78
sorry?
chapters.
Chapters?
Sorry, I was
Oh no, you're good.
just looking
Yeah.
at it.
No, you're good. So I wonder if like, working on a team might be better, because yeah, Dea Muniz is clearly a very talented artist.
Yes.
And I would like to see more of that art. But yeah, writing a story is really hard, and yeah, I think what The Princess and the Grilled Cheese Sandwich is like a good grade for a college final, but maybe not. Maybe not to actually be published. Like it would have needed a couple changes, or just more plot,
I think
more
like
thought out
for
plot.
a college final, like I think just like the length of it kind of substantiates like, oh, she did like a lot of work
Yeah.
for like 1 year
Yeah.
of college.
Yeah,
You know, this is
I
a
do
lot
think
of
we
art to
touched
draw.
on it.
it's a capstone thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that we all agree that like we wish we understood like when this took place, but I also kind of wish I understood how long the story plot took. Like, is it 6
Oh, yeah,
months,
how
a
much-
year?
yeah.
It was a
Because like in
lot
my
of
head,
time.
it's like a week. This is like all shoved into a week, and that's how I'm just gonna interpret it for the rest
That's
of my
fine.
life. If you don't tell me.
There were a couple of points where they mentioned that it was so they had been hanging out over time for like a few months, and then the period of time in which this is not even counting the time from when they spoke about being a guy to moving to the city, but the time that they like Bree's party and our main character hung out was a few months, and then when they found out that our character was a girl, they didn't hang out for like a solid month with that whole like woe is me montage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I think a few weeks. I think it is approximately about like 6 months.
Which is fine. I'm just struggling. I just kind of wish it was a little more clear, I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
Understandable.
You had to. There was a lot. Honestly, I'm surprised I caught that, because the second half I pretty much just like zoomed through. I did not want to. I did not want to care about any of that angst. I just thought it was like so unnecessary.
I get it.
That's fair.
I get it. I mean, at the same time, I like if like you were the kind of person that likes to bring a book to like a picnic outing or something like that. This is a perfect thing to bring, because you'll be done with it.
Oh, yeah.
By the end of the
Just
picnic.
a light read.
Yeah, it's a very
yeah,
nice
if you have
one.
like a really short train ride or like
Yeah,
a 2-hour car ride, you need to go on like a road trip.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we did rip it apart, but it's not. It's actually. I don't think it's actually the worst thing ever. So,
No,
No,
God.
it's
Not even a little.
not even a little.
I hope what I did when I ripped it apart is like more constructive criticism. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you had valid arguments. You
Mhm.
weren't
I
just
just
like
wanted
you weren't
this to
being
be
mean girl.
better. I wanted it to be. I really wanted to like rip into a juicy, cheesy sandwich that was nice and hot and warm and gooey
Right.
and ooey, and like would like inspire me and like make me like really like rethink my relationship with cheese.
I know, you really you called it the grilled cheese sandwich, not the dresses.
Yeah.
And the Victorian era switch, like,
Yeah.
bro. Right, like I side tangent. I have one of my like second or third cousins is like a director, and I did like a small like film festival thing, and I told her like I didn't really know much about whatever film that they were making, but at the end of it, I was just like, you know what? Considering like we're all like small time creators and stuff like that, and they had worked on it to this degree, and at the end, like just being able to do it, just being able to publish, to distribute, to create something and have it be out in the world is like I always
What an
appreciate.
achievement.
No
Mhm.
matter what, I was just like, that is
It's true. I haven't
crazy
published
cool.
anything. I can't really talk. I should publish something. I should write something and get like
Yeah, you really should get on
someone.
that. Like
I
you'd be
need to
so
get
good
an
at it.
artist to like draw it for me.
Yeah. I understand.
Right.
It's
So
true.
totally just subjective thoughts and
Yeah, making a thing is hard.
appreciation for work.
Yeah,
Right.
making things hard.
Yeah, making thing is
thinking
hard.
easy. Doing is a completely different
Yeah. Yeah.
story.
And critiquing it's easy too. So.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Critiquing
Of
is
course,
far
you
easier.
see any of my stories written anywhere? No.
No.
I only have notes of video ideas. I don't actually
Yeah.
have.
Do you see any of my fan fictions written anywhere? And if so, let me know because I need to get those taken down. Um,
The
Keep it
club
curious
goes
first.
to Writing
And then
Club.
take it out.
We don't actually read anything in November. We just participate in NaNoWriMo.
Wait, we do have the toast hero, don't we? The
Holy
bread
hero. Yeah, I'm
Holy
learning
Hero.
Oh
programming.
yeah,
I want
Holy
to make it into
Hero.
a game. I want to turn it into a game. Like, hopefully, we'll see.
Holy Hero's the greatest.
I know.
We would
It's
have
such a good
all
idea.
of the cheese and sandwich
all
puns.
of the food puns. Polyamorous toast, making us polyamorous like sandwich. Let's go.
Yeah, it came up again. Yeah.
Like 0 days since we brought up whole wheat hero.
Whole Wheat Hero.
we'll have that like in the background.
Whole Wheat Hero. Yeah.
I
So
am not sure there's much else I would have to harp on
No, I understand.
personally.
Yeah, I think this was a shorter story. It was a very simple story, so we don't have as much to discuss. Which I knew it would be like a smaller discussion this time because it's not that long. But I didn't realize just how simple it was. But thanks for being here with me. Always appreciated.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
reading
thank you for having
reading
us.
whatever I pick. I do have some.
No, I really appreciate being able to read something different. Like we have not read something
Yeah.
just down before.
That's true, and I was like, it's been a long time since we've read like a manhwa, a graphic novel, or anything, so I'll pick
Yeah.
something. Yeah, because all the manhwa I read generally is like I would never. I just read it because it's candy. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not really for a good discussion. But, yeah, I guess we can give our objective and subjective ratings if we'd like on the book. We don't have to reiterate everything because I think we all exhaustively said what we
Well, I think we'd be here for at least another hour.
I mean, that's fine.
We're like
But-
pad the timing on this.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go left to right. Realm, you go first. If that's okay.
Sure.
If you don't want to,
I
it's
will.
fine.
No. I have thoughts, and I will just. But I'll keep them. I'll
Okay.
keep them tame. If I did not have to, like I said, I enjoy the variety with which I find myself reading on a bi-weekly basis, or like a monthly basis, because I get to talk about it with people, and then they get to hear me yap, and then they're like, okay, and I just get to, it's a win-win. This particular one, second half of the story, I did not enjoy. That I like romance. I'm like a sucker for like a rom-com or something like that, but I do not enjoy unnecessary angst. I don't enjoy. I always had a thing with pacing, and it really just kind of like threw me through a weird loop. I was already like kind of off when, horse-drawn carriage leads you to your your fridge and your Nintendo Switch and your fucking lamp. Yet you have to worry about fucking nobles in this world. It's a weird flex. But to that end, if I did not have to read it for this, I would have not finished it. I would have dropped it like probably
Totally fair.
probably just about halfway through when all the unnecessary miscommunications started happening. I'd be like, what is this nonsense? I would not research what the author has made. I rarely ever do that, so I wouldn't never read something of theirs again. I would just hope that, like, if it's another story by them, that they would just do something different. It's just not my style. So, subjective rating, I would just give it like a 2.
Mm-hmm.
The characters, the side characters, and the art style are the only thing I really liked.
Actually, I have a question. Did you like it more or less than Long Ring Long Land?
I only like Long Ring, Long Land more because that is
Damn!
how I introduced Carl Weezer.
Okay.
Okay.
The One Piece
That's
verse.
fair.
And that's just a me thing.
Sorry, One Piece reference, but I had to ask.
Yeah, so actually, you know what? I'll 2 is like absolutely nothing. I'll go 3. Subjectively, I would go 3.
Okay.
Art style and sorry character is awesome. I would love to see her do much more. I feel like I was clickbaited into reading something that I didn't want to read. So,
Damn.
objective rating, like, I think I would keep it around the same, maybe like 3 or 4. It's a published story. It's it can be bought, but I feel like I would like a
Realm's
refund.
like that was certainly a book.
I
It
bought
was
on
one of the
Google- I
books
bought
of
on
all
Google
time.
It was
Play
one of the
Store.
books of
I
all
don't
time,
endorse the free 99, but I kind of wish I pirated it.
Damn.
Honestly, I kind of want my $10 back.
Damn.
I would not suggest it to people. But
Damn.
I also am not a teacher. I don't have people with which I inspire and teach and help every day. So that's not something I think about when I read a book. So I have a certain group of people who I know read totally different things. So there's really no one I would suggest it to.
That's fair. Different life scope, different people.
Right. I am, like I said, heterosexual white male, straighter than uncooked spaghetti. So like I have literally nothing to really kind of attach myself to in the story besides the art and the cool dog.
And the smooching. You said you like
And
smooching.
I do like smooching, but like I said, the second half I like blazed
Yeah.
through. Could not read it. Did not want to read it. I stopped for 2 seconds to see Gorgonzola showing Brie how much of a biatch she was being
Damn.
in this store, and then it'd be like, all right, ball kissing, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. They even skipped Brussels sprouts whole.
I know he
whole
he
dialogue,
doesn't
and
even
I'm
show
like,
up. Like
It is
Awesome.
it is the whole, like it made sense because this literally could have been something else.
yeah, I get it.
That's about it.
So I mean like Trip said, it was essentially candy. I'll be honest, I took a nibble off of a performance enhancing gummy and then just giggled my little life away through this book. So I'm gonna give it a little bit higher of a rating, like a solid 4 for both. Just because there's nothing inherently wrong with this book.
Yeah.
It's just a simple little read. Like it's not that deep. It was never gonna be that deep. You just read it while you let your face mask dry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like it. I'd give it a 4. It's gonna stay on my bookshelf, and if a teenager takes it, a teenager takes it.
I like how you
If
really it's a rating out of 10. You give it a 4. It is funny. No,
don't
it's
read
totally
a lot of
fine.
books that would reach over a 10, though, I'll be honest.
No,
Or
I get
over
it.
a 5.
No, I get it. It's just funny.
Wow, 4 stars?
Well, 4
Wonderful.
stars.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, it's out of 10.
Yeah. It's just funny. Like, I really liked it 4 stars. I'm sorry.
Me liking it and it being good are two different.
Yeah, you're right.
But, like, I'm keeping it at 4.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, I really do understand. I think, yeah, so reading this, I unfortunately also, I think similar to Realm, got angrier as I read it, because of just the anachronisms. Thank you. I'm sorry. And they just started not making any sense, and it seemed more like it was to create plot confusion rather than have purposes. That made me mad. But overall, if I ignore all of that, it was just like I liked that I could read a simple little story in like 2 hours. I liked that it wasn't that deep and I could read it like with head empty for that reason. Now, does that make a good pick for a book club? No, but I mean, we ripped it apart, so I guess it was a good pick in that sense. But I didn't know, and I do like going in blind sometimes on books. So I think for me, I actually think I'm just going to go one above. I think it's like a 5 subjectively, and objectively like a 3. Like, I think it's fine. Like, 5 out of 10, it means it's fine, I think. But I also wouldn't really recommend it to anyone. I'm sure if I asked people that I know that, like, work with children, they would have better suggestions for me to read. So, yeah. It's all right. But the art is really pretty. I'll give it that.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm last. Save the rantiest for last. I see how it is.
I was like, well, we'll go in the order of most to least ranting.
Okay. Well, since there's been like no plot twist so far, here's a plot twist. I would rate this slug rating 8 stars out of 10.
Damn.
Like, okay, like that's just like completely subjective. Like, I'm a lesbian. I like cute girls. I like handsome girls in like a handsome suit. I like cute girls in cute dresses and kissing. This is very nice. It's like it was like very nice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it like once again was an easy read. It like tickled that like one part of your brain was like, oh my gosh, like it's you know, cute and stuff, and like girls. But okay, like objectively, I can recognize this is not a good book. In fact, it's like even out of Yuri books, there's better Yuri out there. Go read better Yuri. This is not even good Yuri.
You deserved better, Yuri.
Yeah, you deserve better Yuri.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're like 8, this is the Yuri for you, but like
Exactly. This is actually not, in fact, the Yuri for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense. Like, it's just,
No.
you know.
It's all right. I think my main takeaway is not enough cheese.
Not enough cheese.
Not enough cheese. Yeah.
Not enough cheese.
No cheese.
But yeah, I think thinking about this, I have thought about like what we should read next. I do have ideas. We could talk about them off stream. But thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for reading this sort of mediocre thing that was entertaining to some and not entertaining at all to Rel.
No, it's on site. It's on site.
Wait, did I give it an objective rating?
Oh no, you didn't. Sorry.
Oh, like 2. Like
2,
buy it for
yeah.
your little cousin who's
Yeah.
like questioning
Yeah.
sexuality.
Yeah.
And she can get a kick out of it. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, could have been cheesier. Book review
Yeah, could have been
2024. Mm-hmm. Needed more cheese.
Way more
I
cheese.
agree.